When people hear about Douglas Mosadi, what do you hope they will remember?
They will remember the guy who is passionate ka so sa se dira. They will remember the guy who something and respect for people, respect for listeners, respect for the industry.
What legacy do you want to leave for the next generation, especially on broadcasting?
Ke batla batho ha gote Douglas Mosadi le bare ora Douglas Mosadi wa radio, ora Douglas Mosadi radio, isn't maybe wa radio, Douglas Mosadi radio.
Mrezo, Madume, and welcome to the Dust&Vision. I'm your host, Obakeng or Rachwene, Robustness. Today we are on episode 29. And hey, don't forget to follow us and subscribe on our YouTube channel, guys. Your follow-up, it will help us in future. Today we're joined by a true broadcasting icon, a man whose voice has become part of the daily lives of millions across South Africa. Our guest is Douglas Mosadi, affectionately known as D-Mos, an award-winning radio presenter, DJ, MC, voice-over artist, and one of the most respected personalities in South African broadcasting. From his early beginnings at Radio Mmabatho in the early 90s to becoming one of the defining voices of Rachwene FM, D-Mos has built a legacy spanning more than 3 decades in radio and media. Currently co-hosting the Powerhouse Breakfast Show, Tagamoso, alongside Stella Sibalo, his influence continues to shape broadcasting, culture, and language in South Africa. Beyond radio, he's also the author of the autobiography, Peace Out, documenting his remarkable journey through the broadcasting industry. Today, we unpack the story behind the microphone, the lessons, the impact, and the legacy. Dumela, D-Mos.
No, what an intro. No, and have a conversation. I hope you're gonna benefit from our conversation, and let's see whether you can get one or two things from the conversation.
Fantastic stuff. Motosa go itse o dutseng go gae o itseng voice ga go hela a kere rena le ke se tlhoka gore batho ba rena go itirela Douglas wa bone. Douglas ke motho ntseng ya until re go bona mo picture go, oh, this is Douglas. Who's Douglas Mosadi?
Sure. That's the most difficult question, Douglas ke mosimane o goletseng ko Dobsonville. Tota o bonetse ko Dobsonville aba golela ko Tlapeng.
Okay.
Mahikeng ala moraga lekaleng hale o feta lekaleng o boro mo gosane o bo iphitlhela o tsene ko Tlapeng. Ke simolotse primary ya ka ko until ke tla ko Motlhabeng ke tla go ira my middle school ba had to come 2000 hali go tetlano middle school ke rile standard 5 standard 6 standard 7 ke bua di standard because ke kana kwa rona ne grade and then I moved to Letsatsing 8, 9, 10.
High school
ya rona go Letsatsing.
That's not the secondary tsabone.
No, that's not the secondary. Ne rtsa mayalo primary, middle, even na high school.
True.
So Douglas is not a celebrity. I don't take myself as a celebrity. I take myself as a I take myself as somebody who wants to build the community, somebody who wants to contribute to development of any person who wants to be developed. I am just a simple guy. People will be saying, you always have a smile on your face. Why? No, it's because I keep at life serious. I keep at Bambona as a person owner le matata. Yes, ke batla batho ba mpona ele motho o ele gore ki itumela sengwe le sengwe se tshwantseng se nne teng mo botshelong. Le fa go ka nna le dikgwetlho, there are challenges anyway. But challenges are there gore re di fete. We must just overcome those challenges.
True.
Yeah.
True. Obotswa ko Soweto ko kasi mfethu o ipitla ko motseng.
Yeah.
How has that shaped you?
It was the most difficult thing. Remember from Lekone where go na le motlakase, and then I had to go elindi kerese and le di labi pikote. It was the most difficult. And ke ngwana ke ya boputa tswana ya kana go
no apologize.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gona no.
Nothing.
Se khwakise
ke tsontse ke khotse mollo. Ke tshwantse ke ha gona di heatera tshwantse ke re khotse mollo re nne mo mollo mare that thing I think ke yone e ileng gore ke nne se ke leng sone today, because I don't think if I didn't live that life nkabe ke le se ke leng sone, maybe I will be something else. Because remember my mother took me kana kwele ya di riots. From, I think I was born 1973, so house started 1973, 1980. Kena koe ke restartang dikolo tsa rona 1979. So I had to dira grade sub A and sub B ko Soweto, ko Dust&Vision. So I moved Haketla go ira standard 1 ko Quebecia ko Tape. But issue was gore kana kwe hona le khanyabo pass 1 pass all. So my mother said, nah, I cannot have a kid o tla passisiwang even though asa ira sepe. So this one ke batla aye go ithuta ha feitse o feitse ha passitse o passitse.
A itse go bereka
ka thata.
Yeah, mama no go tshitse.
So I had to move ke tlapeng.
No, mama go tshitse tlhogo.
Yeah.
Then what inspired you to fully embrace and master the language and culture ya Setswana? I mean, you from Soweto. You know, bafana ba baya ba tswa go kasi, I mean le mogara bona ba tswa mo kasi. They act differently than ba jita tswa ko motseng. Then how did you manage to master that?
You know, because I think I was born for radio. So ke be ke simolla go reetsa Radio Setswana. So I will imitate those people during those years. So Setswana for na, I think is answer from that moment, because now o batla go sibua ka mokgo batho bao ba reditseng ba sibuang ka teng. So ha o ira diphoso o tla boboa o batla go ira linkeng mo gape o batla go bua the way ba o ipakanya. So ke tsa gore Setswana ke se ithutile ko because I chose Setswana than English. Influence ya bo malome kana ko ntse ke gola le environment e ke dulang go yone ka gore ko ke dulang ka teng ba reetsa Radio Setswana. So mo le hana ko ntse ya for bo Radio Mmabatho ga batla ka 1986 ke ha re semola reetsa Radio Mmabatho. Radio Mmabatho le yone ne e bua ka Setswana, me fa le fa lo tla bo reetsa Radio Pop, me majority of my time ke Setswana.
And ile Mahikeng gape ke Setswana. Akunte, because I think ke na go feel gore ka re lose our language Setswana. How important is this language, especially more broadcasting, le more cultural identity ya rona?
We always say, no matter whether you like it or not, Radio ya Setswana e tla nna ntse le teng. It's a mandate wa SABC, for example. SABC ina le the radio station tse di buang ka dipuo tse di farologaneng. Me Setswana se tla nna se ntse se le teng. yaanong bana ba batlang go tlase ba tshwanetse ba ithute gore batho ba nagana gore go nna mo go bua sekgowa ke ga o le botlhale kante o kgona go bua Setswana mme o bua sense go na le se motho a ka se itseelang go tswa mo puong ya gago yaanong ga ba ka simola go embrace Setswana ba itse gore o ka ira madi ka Setswana fela ya ka bojaba ba kgonne go ira Setswana fashionable I mean ke mana ka dumela gore motswako after a huge challenge ya re itse gore market wa music then inele gore o tshwantse o recorde ka pina ka Sezulu because Sezulu se tla re
o botsenya sekgowa
o botsenya le sekgowa fa le fa yeah
no ka se kwa tlela ba
yeah so no ka senye Setswana but these guys they decided gore we are going to focus more goreng re a go tlisa Setswana and ra go rapa ka Setswana and people ba tla simola go se embrace somebody ne ke bua le ene Mabanantare you know the way the lady ka bo Manyapelo ba dirileng gore batho ba Pretoria ba simolle go se rata Setswana gore even ko Pretoria batho ba Pretoria ne ba simolla ba reetsa radio ya Setswana ha o lebella gore Thobela ke yone ka be radio because bane ba anyile sepedinyana mole le mole Batswana ba ko Pretoria mare be ba simolla ba re wa itse okay rona ra go nna mo Setswaneng even though re na le the way re buang ka teng re sa bui a pure Setswana like batho ba bua Setswana
yo let's go back to the 90s where you got an opportunity at Radio Mmabatho. How do you get this? How did you get around there, finding yourself behind the mics?
Yeah, during the late 80s, Nale Kabelo Molopyane, we wanted to be on radio, the late Kabelo Molopyane. So because nere recorder the tape, yeah, cassette ba guys, we are cassette, yeah. So nere recorded the cassette,
yeah. So
we'll record ourselves every day. That was school. Two things then the diragala between the le Kabelo Molopyane. Ne rira tee e be re recorder so my sister and his mom they will spend more money mo sukiri because of that because ne rira tee
ilone le kgetsa
it's either ke am hoster ko my sister or en one hoster ko his mom
yeah
so ne re record so during those years we'll take those cassettes really drop a ko BBC that's on a broadcasting corporation and re batshwenya gore re batla go nna mo radio so they created a youth program so ka 1991 we went for the auditions and auditions they no kana like idols because there were so many people ne ba tsamaya ko ntle ga the building the way batho ba ne ba le bantsi ka teng so because of the experience because every time how we record o leka go correct the mistakes tso dira so those mistakes how do you correct di tlisa gore o nne le experience ya gore now okay ke a go dila ka yone ka mokgwa e seng ka mogone ke ditse ka yone before so that is why good auditioning for rona harana le challenge ka re tsene after ra ira dio tsa rona so we went for top 10 they went for top 10 and then after top 10 they selected the best 4 so best 4 was myself Kabelo Molopyane Khomotso Moletsane and Kifilo Khositao yeah
it's been a journey
so we started in 1992 I think Naki led the second show because in it only ka Saturday
okay
between 5 and 6 just 1 hour
o show ya ba sha tswa gakala
yeah no show ya ba sa etswa gakala yeah
as ke potsa show ya mare tswa kae
but ya no ele ne le 5 motshegare so imagine you know like your dating your peers ba go ready it's like
and it's in the evening
because that time radio was the biggest thing
yeah
radio was the biggest thing because batho ne ba reetsa radio than television.
For the television.
Yeah.
I can let battery. TV. What do you remember most about your first time on air?
Funny enough, I remember the huge mistake that I made. I forgot to switch off my microphone.
Yay!
And then and then the microphone on.
Oh.
So you can imagine, but fortunately it was not anything bad.
Yeah.
But fell at that moment, I forgot to switch off the microphone. I had to be told by somebody who called my studio to say, switch off the microphone.
Yo.
In that moment.
Yay!
Because I mean, it was my first show.
Yeah,
so you can imagine show ya how yantla o tshwantse o batla go dira do perfect, but now yeah.
You got to remember me. This is not the cassette I would lose.
Yeah, but re tlo humble aside.
You spent many years building your career and becoming most of the station's recognizable voice.
Yeah.
What do you think made your connection with listeners so strong?
I'm always humble when I see my listeners. I know gore ke bone ba ntirileng se ke leng sone. So there is no way I cannot ke ba fe nako. Ha ba nkopa di photo anyway ko re leng teng, I do that because without them it means gore I must just ke chase ke batla mo radio if ke tlo go ba ikgantsetsa because ke bone ba mphang salary. Without listeners I'm not going to get anything. So that is why I get all the time I'm humble. And it's not like it's something so pushy. It's there. I think
I think yone gang e re dirang gantsi gore re farologane le batho ba bang rona ba tswana.
Yeah.
Botho jwa rona
Yeah.
ha se jo ka boreka.
Yeah.
Re gola ka jone.
Yeah.
Re gola ka jone.
And how na le botho wa go ya very far.
True.
Botho botla go bulela ditsela because botho ke bone bo ramba re mare go na le something more this person.
True.
Re ka kry eng mo this person. And then ba bona botho ba gago. Because energy le yone ka bo yone.
Yeah.
E o itlisa. Let's say you go for interviews. And you have to face this panel of people. But when you bring that botobo, the energy on the whole setup, with that energy, and that energy says, some people will be saying, but I think this guy, yeah. Even though how your preparations might but fail botobo, they might say, no, this person I think
Mpuste ko morago ko Mmabatho FM. So wadira
Radio Mmabatho.
Radio Mmabatho.
Yeah.
Wadira lenano la basha.
Yeah.
You end up being one of the best happy. Ko Mmabatho FM. Nse through it.
So what happened they canned the show at the end of the year. And we thought it'll continue in 1993, but it was only for 1 year. And it was so painful because there were so many things. Hey, and what, you know.
Hey,
because kid is celebrity. So 1993, I had to be Nale Tapelo. We had to be the stand-in. Sa Bahasi Bakali because na go Bahasi ba bo Kabelo Molopyane, Chris Mosadi, Alfios Kunyarito. Na go Habayo, go sit Nimpong Habayo. So they had to bring the stand-ins.
Yeah.
So ne re nna di stand-in ne khona gore ke sontse ke ipagaetse go a sekolong bosigo. Ka 9 o'clock be go te motho gayo. Be ke sontse ke batle go ntseya go unit 9 fela fa mo unit 9 batle go ntsaya ba re kopa go theoga ke go ira show ya 9 to 12. And then I get to for ke tlo go robala ke ipagaetse go a sekolong. Yeah. So 1994 be ba ira di audition tse dingwe gape but ba leka go tlisa ba bangwe Kabelo Molopyane Pulekgabi ba bantsi I think bo kopano petsanyane kana go so they ba build the team bo bontla phatlane ba build a team ya the weekend because now bana ba feel gore ba bereka mo harabeke ba sa tlhola ba bereka di weekend because ya ba more so let them typically stand in until Bampuset I think late 95 ke nna part ya that crew ya Stop Sale of 1998 ha etswa la Radio Mmabatho.
Good thing, did you do the major shows?
Radio Mmabatho.
Mmabatho, yeah.
Radio Mmabatho, no, before ke Radio Mmabatho. Yeah, no, yes. Radio Mmabatho ki rile di party time, yes. Ki ne ki di party time ko Radio Mmabatho because remember ne gona le crop talent ngwe boitsegane. You have Big Boy Moagi, you've got Kabelo Molopyane, Pina Manzana, Chris Motsabi, Mudiko Mutupi, Alfios Kunyadi. So no gonna le a crop ya talent there. It was tight. Hotena bolo horo katse na after waira midday shows or midweek shows. So yeah, it was tough. So I had to do the weekend slots until ekopana le radio Setswana and then radio Setswana ke temo ke ileng ka bona opportunity ya go ira afternoon drive diaboa
ke ha tlhoma tlasela
no ke semo ka rile ya no ke ata
so ke ha o le go afternoon drive ka bona le go in the morning
yes
ke ha le balance ya ke gopola se
and ke tsa mo go Big Boy Moagi kana kwe so be ba no Big Boy e chaile ya ha gore ba tla msimano
a go tumele mosha
a tumele mosha a tlo gore jaivisa ya
okay re go motswedi now
yeah
kwena all in now you also credited with introducing hip hop culture to the station. What was that era like?
Sure. I think so sene ki bua ka sone gore I was impressed ke the guys barileng we are going to start a movement, a Motswako movement. And fortunately by that time lekinale a programs manager Ona Thalogana, and he said to me, Munawe, I think return to support the Motswako. And I said, no, it's fine. Takire show, Bamampa show ya Friday. This show, Kitlohi Rahorki dedicated Motswako. Nothing more, nothing less. It must be Motswako only. So that's the way Resimolo Tsenkhore was working. Because Shoye, it was between 7 and 9 Axafos.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 hours. I mean, Renale, the artist in Tita Motswako. We can play there and there, it's a internationally mole, but majority adipina tere ho ditameka tsa local in the Motswako. And even the MCs, we gave them opportunity to say let's arrange your rhymes. How do you do it? Fair opportunity to do it over the air. So it was beautiful. It was beautiful because I remember we had Motsi and Jaba, Tux, Momolini.
Oh yeah. Oko kumotsweding okopana le Molopyane.
Yeah.
How was the relationship with Molopyane?
And funny enough, people they thought Nale Molopyane ralwa or we are not friends based on because he took over the show from me. And it was not the case. When Molopyane arrived, Mahikeng, because I know talent. I know people baba talented, and we became close. And some people will say, "Hey, man, why would you want to show?" So I was, I know, man.
But
indeed, because he was talented. I had a moment, one of the weakest moments of my career. Kesa pitch ko the show ineki tsuntiki ko Renista show, and because kinile matata koloi and koloi ya robega mo tseleng, so by the time kitsena ko Renista show, the show in le 45 minutes esimolotse, so they had to call Molopyane to come and present the show kana kweyo, and it was on Saturday. So that moment, they changed everything. They had to say, no, I think now we are moving you to weekends, and then Molopyane
to drive through.
Yeah, to 3 to 6. Yeah, that was the moment. But it was a lesson for me. Or sometimes we take things for granted. We just decide. Yes, I left. I tried to leave Christiana as early as I can, but so how to bloom off? Ukopa motho gore a check oil. Ubula tanka metsi ya mofisa a fetsa go mofisa a ikhurumele sentle. Ha re le mo tseleng about 10 kilometers to Wolmaranstad koloi simolla go bela. So from Wolmaranstad I had to take a taxi. Taxi I think it's amaga 80. So you can imagine gore taxi it's amaga 80 kilometers to Klerksdorp ya go tsa sebaka se sky. And when I arrived even in Klerksdorp, this guy ono kimukupile gore antlise, I had to wait for him again for about over 30 minutes go Ultra City. So you can imagine that moment. I arrived late go Renista show.
And the show have to go on.
Yeah, so the show has to go on.
Show has to go on. Ukile ware bikinyana wa suta.
Yeah.
Wa ipitla o le ko Northwest FM. Le Mahikeng FM.
Yeah.
What lessons did you take or experience about the broadcasting industry out of SABC?
SABC.
Because BBC and SABC are the ones who brought you to this world. Then you find yourself now on what we can call the corporate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Two different worlds. PBS and commercial radio stations. Two different worlds. More we had programmers like programs managers and batla fund direction. Yes, you can go this way, but we want this way. So Northwest FM and pizza. They saw Motsweding FM moved me to a weekend slot again. So they were always again, this is an opportunity to have this guy during the week. I told him 3 to 6 because he's good guy that. So I had to bring all the ideas into the show.
You became your producer.
I had to make sure I started that show from first minute to the last minute. Everything, features, everything. I had to do them because unfortunately they gave me a month before I start. I remember I left Motsweding end of April, and then May 2015 it was the time to develop.
All right, so ke drive time show.
Yeah.
Then how was it? How was your followers there? How was life in Rustenburg, Mandaki?
I still believe Rustenburg it's a big city. I wish I was still in Rustenburg. Particularly Mosadi.
Yeah.
Full time but there's so many opportunities
in Rustenburg
than Mahikeng. I remember when I arrived to Rustenburg, I made partnerships. The killer ambassador body tech, the killer ambassador Bogart, the killer ambassador Tammy Nails, and I think it was about 4 ambassadorship. So for me, Rustenburg in a sense than Mahikeng, because I think Mahikeng, when you go for people over, let's have a discussion and you can gain from this partnership. Sometimes they say, I don't think so. But in Rustenburg, they understand. It's a mini Josie. Understand? They understand. Okay, if we can have this brand, we are going to gain this much. Yeah. So Rustenburg for me, I think it's a place. Any media person must stay in Rustenburg, at least if I know Josie.
That's 110%. I mean, Akiti, you get to feel different.
Yeah.
Even Poch, you know what I mean? Poch is true. You feel like things are happening.
Yeah.
Things are moving.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why, man. Mahikeng, feel like we are way behind. Is it because of maybe government sectors, Mahikeng, and then out there getting corporates?
Yeah.
Life is happening because Rustenburg, like you mentioned with Joburg, because of the mines.
Yeah.
Life is happening. Klerksdorp, the same thing.
Yeah.
Life is happening. Mahikeng, it's a bit.
I believe for even artists, even all the celebrities, if you are in Rustenburg, they can just say, but let's take a drive, interview go Rustenburg. But some of them who are drive for interview. No, it's far. So Rustenburg, it was going to make sense for us to have those beautiful interviews, because sometimes the interviews is sharp, but we wish we can have the interviews stay
It's in the phone.
Yeah.
Then when I was better spinning around, kick back to Tagamoso in the breakfast.
Yeah.
What makes breakfast radio special and challenging at the same time?
Before, because Rachwene Mahikeng FM, what happened? Before, so now UFM, because UFM then it was the first FM like China. So UFM Babasa renew contract yaga. So I had to come back. So Mahikeng FM, but it's working. We can't just let you we JFL. I mean, you are here.
Legend is home.
Yeah.
Why
not?
You
are here and need your expertise and your experience. So I had to group the stations, about 9 stations, community radio stations, Star FM, Mahikeng FM.
You're doing something that most of the presenters have never done in their lifetimes.
Yeah.
You now remind me, the only person I know who used to group that is Robert Marawa.
Yeah. And Robert, I remember groupile about 4 stations. Now we had to build a group at 9 stations. And I still believe that thing can work.
True.
If somebody can steal this thing and have sponsorships, I can tell you it go sokodisa the radio station because remember you are now broadcasting all over the province. Because
these are the best hours.
Yeah, you've got all the stations. I mean, utswere Mahikeng FM, utswere ya ko Klextop, utswere ya ko Rustenburg, utswere ya ko Poche, utswere ya ko Taung, utswere ya ko Kai. And even other provinces, say Obo Free State, you can have partnership le bone. You can have a partnership with other stations go Gauteng and build that and say, okay, now I'm gonna bring this thing and I'm gonna make it.
This 3 hours. It goes around South Africa.
Morning show or afternoon and say, kick it, kill it, and I'm telling you, sponsors will come running.
True. Then there you are, nine radio stations.
Yeah.
Mahikeng FM.
Yeah. So and then but that Hayan Nasbaka because I had to come back home.
Okay.
Motsweding FM. So nakwe bane ba re working Khalotsa maile so re kopa experience ya go re batla go ira 6 to 9 new programs manager, so we had to come back. And now let them more because remember hore the show in era 7 to 10. So now the buy move hore it's going to be 6 to 9. So we had to make sure hore show a completely change. We had to bring all the ideas as a team. So, and here we are. Because Rona kakanywa Rona nele gore we can't fail Botrebo, Bo Peter Manzana. They've done it and they've done it well.
True.
So why it's when Serba fail? So and give a great opportunity. Remember Lina la Takamo, so let's off from Radio Mmabatho.
Oh
yes,
right.
Radio Mmabatho nele Takamo. So Radio Mmabatho nele disalina la Takamo. So bringing this name for Rona. In a refer that nostalgic, and we had to say no. Let's do radio old school. Let's do radio the way
we've got nothing to lose.
And let's see whether it can work. And it's been working.
Pela, it's packed on breakfast shows. You be competing with the national radios. Radio 2000, Kabos Boo, everyone have pulled your celebrities, also Mizi on, and then you have to fight.
Yeah, you have to fight. You have to make sure, it's not easy, especially especially morning show. Morning show is the most difficult show because remember, majority have to read it. People they don't like watching TV because there's a lot of movement. But prefer a radio Phakela than other shows. So Phakela is the most important show. So we must dish out a nice breakfast.
True. Oduti mole onale le Stella onale le OJ. How is it working with the team?
It was difficult, but we had to make it work. Remember, who build a team, it's not easy. It's not like easy. Even though Rona, it was not that difficult because the reads are before. So it was just fella hore. Yes, we've got different choices. We've got different things. So sometimes I'll bring this and it can create a challenge but we can't bring it. Or somebody, Stella will bring this and then it will be challenging. No, you can't bring that. So we had to sit down and say and compromise there and there. If this one is not going to work, I'll have to compromise and say no. As a team, let me just back off. And then if it same Castella, same guy OJ. So TV, it's all about you build a team. It can't be just like that, fella, this starter fella, unless it will collapse soon. But if if ele team e startileng ele e builder from go class until it's gonna last. So
the experiences the
different yeah re tlisa di ego yeah, so
but we had to iron them
we
out.
had to iron everything and say, guys, re tshwantse re bereke rotlhe space se ke sa rona rotlhe you una le strengths se so the weaknesses are okay Douglas una le strengths the weaknesses are okay so Jacobs same Stella same yeah
lo bua le di million tsa baretsi every day. How do you handle that responsibility that comes with that influence?
You know, as we prepare our show, because our WhatsApp group, we communicate for like the whole day. We'll be communicating with different suggestions the next day, you know. So it shows that we take our listeners very serious.
Yeah.
Because if we depend on more producer, it's not going to be to fly. It's not going to fly because yes, producer but as a presenter, you need to bring your ideas. Why based on 1, 2, 3. That is why we had to be a team. Because how now something you don't just keep it to yourself. You just say you share it with a team. Yeah, you share it with a team and say, if team do me like no, yes, like I see, somebody else no, but that angle how I think maybe let's take another angle. So for Rona, it's because so how khasa ha motho le a ile gore o change life ya hae ka tsela nngwe or o dira gore that person ha le one mo koloing or a le one go to a smile you achieved a lot from that. You achieved because that thing, it means gore you've changed somebody's life by just being behind the mic and talk to this person as if how. So radio and so far
that's too deep.
Yeah,
that's too deep.
Yeah,
you're also a respected DJ, MC and voice artist. How do these different creative space connect for you? Busy show
yeah,
busy.
Yeah. No, you know, when I friend there, I can't afternoon and tarimo. Wow, palakebo fresh. How fresh is the DJ gamo? Where now you are only a presenter radio. Upalakebo late. How could video book you late? You know?
Yeah.
You work about 98, 99.
Usanzuluku Mmabatho FM.
Kesanzuluku Radio Mmabatho.
Yeah. Hey,
Radio Mmabatho FM. Yeah. So I had to say, where's working? DJ. So kerki tuta ko DJ ya because neke computer le fresh was doing afternoon ko why Glenn Lewis was doing afternoon ko Metro, yeah. So I was doing afternoon ko Motswedi.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So kero where's working? Kinida ho na
le mathaka mo level
yeah, I guess something level up. So I had to
yeah.
But I think my friend don't to see because if ne say ngabe ke say ke sa gore I must have a business in entertainment. I must have I can MC because remember, you must just put everything in one basket. So that you know, it's not only depending only on the salary, but depending more. I can be MC. Government MC. Money. You have to
something to say. Yeah.
And then organize shows again. Learn on a promoter. So I'm everything, man. I'm everything when coming to entertainment. Yeah.
What keeps your passion alive after so many years in media?
I always say to people, radio, we learn it every day. Radio, it's a continuous learning.
I'm a master now.
Radio. Radio, somebody else is doing something different. Say, so radio
Catch up.
catch up. So radio, how about baka ipolela gore ha wa fika ke tlo go ithuta radio le ha ke na le 30 years ya go tlisa gore o nne le that passion every time how you go radio you sound like o montšha mo go yone. I still panic sometimes even when I do my links or I'm making yone. I still panic gore am I going to sound okay got this link if is it going to be something interesting or it's going to be a tune out factor somebody says this is boring.
Yo then we have a beautiful book. Peace out with your voice. With your voice. What can readers expect from this book?
By expect the life the way in Singate. By expect everything that I've done, everything that I've learned, everything that people contributed on, and everything in my life, whether my family, whether radio, whether my friends, I give credit Mmabatho contribution towards my success or towards my growth, to be on radio, because without my friends, without my family, without my mother, without everybody all contributing, I don't think I don't think I a discussion or conversation because sometimes can't somebody like example had somebody what was a DJ? How somebody why can't you move from Motsweding and go and experience the life here commercial radio station? As much as it's difficult to do that, I had to say, it's fine, let me go and try.
Let me step out of my comfort zone.
Let me step out of my comfort zone.
Because I think most of us repeat that because of the comfort.
Yeah, because it's okay.
Exactly. While people are traveling from other provinces coming to us, now we can't go to them. Man, what prompted you actually to have this book?
My brother, this book, I remember DJ Essence, my producer, there's a guy called Marupim Pepe. Wahubatla. Marupim Pepe. I don't know. I wrote a phone like him of number creates. And how to present a mon nantarim. Kikopa hore ke Dr. Marupim Pepe ke baka kikopa ho kwala buka ka we
na ga get le pe
ke maema pele I'm going to deserve hore ho ke kwadiwe ka nare otherwise for that last na le go inyatsa fela
true
batho ba batla go itse botshelo ba lona because the way you've been consistent since o starta mo radio I think and I said, no. You know, that guy. We were supposed to launch this book last year, but because of the contacts, or sometimes even contacts, those people briefy or you know, it was just a long process. So, but eventually, I had to say, where's working? I think Dr. Pepeng, so I need to support his vision because he's saying we must tell your story and allow me, Dr. Pepeng, to tell your story. And he did, and this is what we got from Doc himself.
You know, no, I mean, the personalities they've already released their books, and then you ask yourself, her, industry. Kensen se mo dautisa mara ke itagere go nka mo go gapere go lanka teng ha re go le mo gare ga di tse ding tse di tleng go diaira di re ba mo mapeng o re mo tao se mo re mo go nka pola iketlepe wa bo bakanyo
because mo go mo ore you really wish gore motho o tswanang le the late Kabelo Molopyane e ka re ka berna le buka gae re khone go utlwa from the way asimoloseng ka teng until the last. But it's unfortunate we don't have that story. I wish re ka be re khone go rulaganya story seo a santsa tshela gore re khone gore batho ba ile gore ba tla go morago. You must learn. If you want to be a commentator, somebody said okay, buka and then but I said to this person again, you know, you can have one page from this book, and ebe ehofa something say le gore even though le ha o se mo industry nya rona, but the same experience or something se experience it o bo se tsa o implementa and say, let me implement this thing. The way from that, I'm going to copy this thing, but what I'm doing. And then, how okay, Jania, this guy would really 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me do 1, 2, 3. If somebody says, okay, this guy when I record every day, it means una practice a voice high or I read our into experience. Somebody can say, okay, I'm an artist. I record every day. If maybe kifila hora ka kwala and then that experience okay, I've learned from it. Now I can implement from my side.
3 decades in broadcasting is not a small achievement. What challenges have tested you most throughout this career?
Radio, it's as easy as they think. It's not. There are so many challenges. Radio, it's pay as you go, mostly. We don't have a permanent job go radio. You can be moved anytime go radio because radio, it's all about scheduling. If Bafila Hore, we don't want to schedule you anymore from this slot, they can move you to another slot. And sometimes if they move you to weekend slots, Monday to Friday. It's a So radio early challenges tsa gore you have to be on your toes every time.
Consistency.
You have to be consistent. So, and it's not easy. It's not easy like you can just be consistent, but it's the way you make sure you're consistent every time. So there's many challenges. Sometimes ukaya ko radio stationing like nekile Northwest FM, and you try to grow that station, but it's unfortunate you can't be alone.
True.
There has to be a team. 6 to 9, 9 to 12, 12 to 3. All of us, we must have one vision. And if you're vision one, it means where the station can grow. But if maybe more broadcaster, sometimes I'm not consistent enough to build that.
That's not the same.
The same, yeah.
Because can I translate to high?
Yeah, it's in it means more advertisers. Sometimes station because like challenging go Northwest FM. So those are the challenges. It's not easy. Radio in Alidilo. So how the advertisers this year, it means radio ya go suffer and if it's Santeka, I do a Santeka a team.
Team. Yeah. Okay. When people hear about Douglas Mosadi, what do you hope they will remember?
They will remember the guy I'm passionate ka so sasidira. They'll remember the guy something and respect for people, respect for listeners, respect for the industry.
What legacy do you want to leave for the next generation, especially on broadcasting?
Ke batla batho ha gote Douglas Mosadi e bare ora Douglas Mosadi wa radio, ora Douglas Mosadi radio iseng maybe wa radio Douglas Mosadi radio.
Basa kabakanya
gore o bua ka mang. Ke batla gore ga go leina le go Douglas Mosadi ebe ba sa le associate le sepe gape ntle le radio. I don't want to gore Douglas Mosadi why eng wa se wa bona Douglas Mosadi o neng a betsa Mosadi. No, I want people bahopole Douglas Mosadi got this particular person wa radio, very humble guy and very easy to approach. And the guy O-ring like the guy O-ring, even our advisor, I can listen to you anytime.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much for the you are actually growing this show you are tasking me for a show when we brought it on the light. Let this be our billboard whereby everyone, because Mahikeng harna broadcast harna TV, let it be our broadcast whereby everyone who have worked hard from their dust to their visions, we can now bring them on this billboard and everyone can read them now on screens, on our televisions, on our phones, and everywhere. So okay, for our call. Thank you, Kosia.
And the let's say go tswa mo botenyeng ke buile le wena ke re na go ngwe na le go nyama mo go re so se simola se ka se gole mme ke tsa gore ya ka o buile gore ke episode 29.
Yes sir.
tsatsi le lengwe re tla gopotsa batho re ba ra re o simolotse ka episode ya ntlha and then o fitlhele o tsamaya ko episode number 100 200 and then ka nako eo e setse jaanong batho ba itse ba e tlhaloganya and ba go sala morago. And please subscribe gonne ntle le lona ha ba kitla ba gola, and how ba godisa it means gore go ra gore o godisa setšhaba. So ke tsa gore se nne fela o shebelle fela, subscribe so that gore ba kgone go ka ba sengwe mo tafoleng.
Mara wa tla go ntsaka left. Wa tla go ntsaka left. Mi ke a leboga. Ke a leboga mdaki, ke a leboga. Mogaisho, e hella episode 29 ya rona le Douglas Mosadi. His journey reminds us that greatness is built through consistency, authenticity, and connection. From the airwaves of Radio Mmabatho to becoming one of the South Africa's most recognizable broadcasting voice, D-Mos continues to inspire generations through his work and impact. And thank you for sharing your story with us, sir. And guys, this has been episode 29 of the Dust&Vision. And I'm your host, Robust. From dust, voices are born. Through the vision, they become legacy.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Peace out.